Um, one thing that I'm just going to talk about today, where we're hitting different packages, it's kind of how to do this talk today. I was kind of curious about, like, I don't know if it's consistent. It wouldn't be consistent if we jumped around and hit a bunch of different plays going through. So I figured I'd kind of focus more on one play and hit it with, you know, kind of going back to, how do we attack the, in the different packages, tight end wing, the bump, running buck to both of those, what works, what doesn't work, what gives us problem, into the two receiver, the three receiver flex, empty, in that. So basically under center, we're super traditional. Our rules are, gap down back and pull kick, on area away, pull wall, and pull check. And then our tight ends got that same gap down. And we give a gap down to our Z, but that gets a little different. Not going to get too much and lose too much time into short. And we really emphasize our fullback in there, and typically our fullback draws a lot of attention. And if you guys don't mind, I kind of love going through film and talking about it a little bit. Looks like we're going to run here. We're testing the water and running right into our two receiver side here. So our Z does a pretty nice job, 21 there, getting a down block. Tackle seals. That backside guard does a pretty decent job. His shoulders should be a little more square getting up in the hole, but he does by chance kind of run into that linebacker there. But yeah, we like to see, going in, and it's also, what have you been doing well lately, right? This is a team, they're physically much bigger than us. They probably have twice the amount of kids, but this was a state quarterfinal game. We're hosting it at our place, and their guys are very well versed, and they were very much worried about the fullback in this football game. And here's a play here that I kind of like, because it's not super clean, but man, they finish, right? So I think a good thing is, if you look at the left tackle there, he's screaming down with a great pull check. Our guards are getting around, and that's a tough thing for them if we're going to get downfield at 5 or 6 yards, have contact, and finish there. He is running into a tight end wing. So against a Pope John at Gillette. This was our strong side guard is definitely not a speedball by any means. Our quick guard didn't do a good job there, wrapping up inside. We're in an overset here, so we wanted to see, I don't know if you can see my cursor here, but they were absolutely committed to stopping belly and trap. Again, our fullback this year was exceptional. He had a couple of great games coming in. So we brought our X over and gave a different look here with that. And as you can see, our strong side guard, like, literally didn't, you certainly could have found some work, but it really gives you a different advantage or a different look to that. Running to, this is our twins look here. So it's a little different look with it. And again, just as a playoff game, there's plenty of juice in this one, that's for sure. Trying to find a couple of different sets that we're running into. And I'm not sure, I know we're not a buck sweep clinic here, but we're talking about different formations and sets to get into. I'm showing them all under center here first and not toggling, obviously. But we tell you see that backside guard coming up. We tell him if he's going to release to the inside, he puts a hand on him and keeps going. If he stops there, he's slowing it down for everybody. Our shotgun buck sweep, we have the exact same rules up front. He has a little different, people are, concerned about, run through, or, we have a lot of different things that we address with that as well. So again, we're running into a tight end wing on that side. This is a different set here, which we'll start to do. So we'll go ahead and, you took a look at a blue. We call this navy. We put our H on, bring him in tight, bring our X right in. If they're going to be condensed up in there, we were pretty good between the tackles. They had a big commitment there. So we bring everyone in. Now, remember, at this point, we're playing NCAA rules here, so they are allowed to, you see our guard cuts downfield, but that's Massachusetts went from NCAA to Federation. But that's it. We get a lot. I mean, we do a fair amount with this set here. And if you think about it, you go from being under center on a play before where you're pretty condensed down in there in your trap to hitting your perimeter here. So works out well with us. Another look at that Navy set here. With that, if you take, so here's a little, they're so tightened up around our tight end wing and committed to the fullback or the quarterback in the middle. We run a lot of our fullback game with the quarterback. We actually move our halfback here. Excuse me, we put him out off the right tackle in the wing spot in that Navy set. It's a good adjustment. It's something that we break the huddle and jump right in there. Obviously, no one's adjusting to that. It's that package that we have out of the gun doing, there's really, we've evolved over the years. There's a dozen things you can do over here with that. So now we're taking the wing from the tight end side, putting him in motion, and we're just going to run traditional buck sweep in here. And we really like the numbers game right there. We call it short sweep. We're running it away from our strong side. We're running it typically lots of times into the short side of the field. And we get one here. So it's a good look. You'll see that halfbacks from his traditional dive back spot behind the tackle coming right up and gives a lot of leverage to be able to pin and seal down to the inside. That short sweep again and take a look. So it's a little different alignment. That's a 6'7" D end out there. He is super long. Wasn't the most aggressive kid, but he's a pain. And he really covers a lot of ground out there. So, the way that they were playing, we do have that in there where I was saying, okay, we keep it super simple for our line and very consistent up front. When we're running into, now notice, depending on what that is. So, you go back to this slide here and our two receivers in our blue set, and formationally they're in tight here with Navy, and we're cold bringing our A right up on the line and sealing there. And then in this set, we have those same two. We get them out wide. They're bringing a triangle over the top of that. And we're able to, reach that D end and have a positive physical football play going downhill. Not sure if, again, with no video, no audio, and going back and forth if I'm hitting what everyone's looking for. But for us, with the multiple aspect of it, going from under center, going from double tight. And the other part of that too is we do a lot of personnel packages. Obviously, under center, but we kind of really like, even if we're in an open set or an empty set, and we have a lot of those guys on the field. We have in one of our talks coming up that covers trap. We have a 120-pound slot receiver who's just super athletic. We'll go ahead and get under center without a personal change, put him at fullback. It's like lightning in a bottle in there. And he's popped some really good plays for us, and that's something that's pretty consistent with us with the different packages. But we'll go ahead and run. I think we're going to run to the tight end wing here, and this is before we're flip-flopping, and this is probably one of our last big man guards that could actually run and get out there in front of a thing, although he doesn't stop for anybody. But we'll go ahead and change a lot with the personnel packages to create the numbers advantage or the lineup advantage that we're looking for. Whoop. Yeah, sorry, I don't know how to. There you go. So we're gold here. Gold for us. It's not a. No, we're not. Gold for us. And you take a look. These guys were a very big physical football team. This is a state semifinal a few years back. And we got really aggressive with our splits during the game, and they kept traveling with everybody. And we ended up running counter and trap up in there and chunking off a lot. But we're in a gold here. So our quarterback, which is actually our halfback here, and most of the times it is. If we have a super athletic kid there that can throw the ball a little bit, we're not afraid to put them there in gold. So we have our two receivers out to split end side. We're tight end wing, and our extra guys out and off. It's identical to our red set. And if you think about it, we love this empty set, and I feel like it is the best formation in wing T. And I'm a traditional guy. Love the O-line. We love to trap the ball. We love to speed it down. We love the physicality of belly. We can jet sweep. We buck sweep. We take a ton of pride in. All of that stuff is fantastic. But at the end of the day, it's a numbers game. And when we get trips out to that side, and we still have our tight end wing and a full complement with our line in there, we win the numbers game to run buck sweep. And, there have been times where, people have been hurting us and we haven't been able to, get settled in, or, here we are in this game here, this like fourth quarter. I mean, it was literally a full-blown rock fight. We, we really were at the point where we didn't have too many answers and we needed a few first downs to ice the game. This is a better look for us here, so we're essentially our blue right. This is our halfback who's normally here. We move him out. Actually, it's our quarterback right now because that's our halfback. And, these guys have scouted us well, and we're just gonna line right up and win the numbers game and run buck sweep. And one of the things, not to talk too much buck sweep, but I mean, we can't. I mean, he knew that was coming, and he's not running it authentically there. He's waiting for it, but to be able to put your foot, your foot in the ground and get vertical. This young man did a really, really good job at that. and we find a lot of people start to overplay a little bit. But yeah, that gold set and running buck sweep out of empty, obviously, not in this right in this presentation here, but we can throw the ball, we can bubble, you can depending on how people are. There's a lot with it that you can do. I think we're in gold again here, running. He knew how hard everything was overplaying, and just put that foot in the ground and go.